Right, can someone say to me, can you see me and is the light all right? That's the first thing I need to know before I start. Is the light okay tonight? Because if it isn't, we will put some more on. Hang on. He's getting to know now. Oh, God grief. Go and find it then. I haven't got it. It's over there. Look, there it is. Look. Look there. No, I haven't got it. We'll find it. Good evening, everyone. I think I will put the extra light on. There we go. Hope everyone is well. Another busy week. Gearing up for Christmas. Trees are up. Decorations are up. As you can see. We have got a few decorations up here. Oh, I've got too much opened up here. That's the one I want. Right, so we've got some exciting news. Good evening, Richard. Hope you are well on this cold night. The usual thing first. Let's go through the numbers. Another 1,286 views in the last 7 days. 5 new subscribers. So welcome. Good afternoon, Mick. What have you been watching? Well, number 3 last week was Ian Anderson Live with 68 people. Tribute to Christine McVie is at 68. And number 1 this week from Tuesday night, the Rush Top 10 that I did with Joe, 71 views. Good evening, Ralph. The 28-day tallies, 5,330 views, 21 new subscribers in the last 28 days, which is excellent. Number 3 in the viewing in the 28 days is Richard and I's 1960s number ones with 152. Knocked off its top spot. The album review of The Theory of Molecular Inheritance, been there a long time. So number 2 now with 176, but at the top is David Allen's Gong with 180. Now the exciting stuff. Since we started, we're now up to just over 121,000 views. And today we hit the big 600 subscribers. So another milestone in the channel. We are now at 600 subscribers, which is fantastic. If anyone would have said to me that by the end of your first full year, you'll be well on the way and well over 500 and on the way to 1,000, I would have said no. But there we are. We are getting there. No change in the top 3. Jethro Tull, Derek Riggs, and Status Quo. Last week's winner of Battle of the Debuts was Kiss by quite a long way. Tonight, we're doing the twist. And I found out exactly who suggested it. It was Stephen. He put a note on, put a comment. We're doing the Battle of the Debuts, I've Gone Solo. And tonight we have got Michael Schenker versus UFO. So I gave it to Michael Schenker today. We might actually, people might agree, because I haven't agreed with me in the last couple of weeks. But that's what it's all about, isn't it? Tonight's tipple is just Brewdog's Lost Lager. Now it's from the Lost Forest up in Scotland, apparently. Right, what have I got for you next week? Well, we're up to part 4 of the Gong story. Good evening, Stephen. And we're up to Pierre Malen's Gong. So that's up to part 4. Classic album next week is a Roxy music album called Avalon. Probably the best-selling album, but was it their best album? We will find out on Monday. Tuesday's album ranking is a follow-up to the Gordon Giltrap we did this week. We're going to look at Gordon Giltrap's collaborations, his actual collaboration albums. I mean, on his albums themselves, he's had everybody play. Nico McBrain's played on one of his albums, Ian Mosley, Chaz Gronk from Straubs, he's had Clive Bunker. They've all played on Brian May. They've all had a go on his album. So we're going to finish off the Gordon Giltrap with his collaborations. And retro ranking next week is a little bit of Simon and Garfunkel. Wednesday marathon next week. Great little prog band called the Moody Blues, which I have had the pleasure of seeing a couple of times. They're absolutely fantastic. Next Thursday, we've got another of them Battle of the Debuts. I've Gone Solo. And it's one that you guys have been talking about. And it's Black Sabbath with Ronnie James Dio against Ozzy Osbourne, the Blizzard of Oz. And that's going to be a very popular one. Pick a mix next week. We're taking a wander down the sidewalk, which means we're going to look at the top 10 singles on the US Billboard charts for the 15th of December, 1964. Live albums next week is Big Country. Not all of them, because there's about 18 or 19 and a lot of repeats. So you're going to just have my collection, I'm afraid. And then next week we've got a one-off album and another dose of Gong, part 5. This is Planet Gong and a live album called Live Floating Anarchy 1977, which is Gilly Smith, David Allen, and 3 other guys from another band that I can't remember the name of. They did this live album. They didn't do any studio stuff, so I thought we'd have a double dose of live music next Friday. Diving into the list of laundry, I haven't listened to any Charlie Watts this week. I've been far too busy listening to other stuff. Eli, we're nearly through them, 16 of the 19. I've listened to another James Bond soundtrack. I've now got to watch the movie, which will be Moonraker. So I'll probably watch it. Don't know. There's too much football going on at the moment, but I will watch it. Demon, we've done 8 of the 13. Wishbone Ash, I'm up to 7 of the 14. Mostly Autumn, 10 of the 14. Manic Street Preachers, 4 of 14. Getting on with them. Gary Newman, 2 of the 19. Motley Crue, 2 of 9. Jefferson Starship, 3 of 10. David Bowie, 3 of 26. And added to the list today are Focus. But I have completed Queensryche and the Jesus and the Mary chain. So we are getting through them. I'm not going to add any more probably until after Christmas now, because there's only this week and next week really, and a few little shows for that week in between Christmas and New Year. Yes, you've eaten that already, haven't you? Yes. I haven't got anything else. Settle down. So that's another Gordon. Don't forget, another Gordon was added. I can't remember. When did we add that? Yes, earlier. Right, let's get rid of that and make that big. That's better. Oh, that. Gordon Lightfoot. Yes, that Gordon. Yes, Dave's asked, can we do a Gordon Lightfoot? And as you see, we've got no album covers behind us at the moment. I've gone all Christmas on us. Thought I'd go all Christmas. So these will be up until the 6th night. I will be very traditional. Decorations come down on the 6th of January. I've just started a bit early, so yes, I've actually heard of that one, Nick. It's one of the ones. And was he? I don't know if he was in yours or Becky's. No, it was in Becky. No, it was in Becky. He was in Becky's birthday top 10. Old Gordon Lightfoot, I think. Quiet. One day he will be quiet. Oh, another subscriber. So we're up to 601, folks. Yeah, I've heard one or two bits of Gordon Lightfoot, but not enough to say that I'm a fan. And I'll put my hands up. I haven't got any of his albums. But you know what happens with me? I always end up putting things in my library after some of the things you have suggested to me. If you said a year ago that I'd have some gong in my collection, I would have went, nah. Because on Monday, I'm actually doing my favourite bit of the gong. Really into the Pierre Milan gong. It reminds me of so much of another of my favourite artists, Mike Oldfield, you see. And I discovered that he plays on him. Yes, we had a discussion earlier, Dave and myself, about Elton John. We're going to try and do something round about June on Elton John. I mean, I'd like to do a sort of an album ranking like we did, because he's got so many. We might do something very similar to what we did Rick Wakeman, do it through the decades. But we will be doing something on Elton John. But we are doing something on Elton John. There's something of Elton John coming up in January. Well, I'll say it'll be something on one of the Thursday things. So, yeah, and as Dave has said, the final live stream of the year, which is Thursday before Christmas, we're going to have the wallet of the year. Now, if you go into the community, guys, Dave has put up a little thing on there to put your nominations. All the rules and regulations are on there. Hello, Zeb, and thank you for subscribing. Steve Hillage is on the list. Okay, it's on the Facebook page as well. Well, there you go. Yeah, Steve Hillage is on our list, Zeb. But he's had his fingers in so many pies. I'm just trying to sort out how I'm going to do Steve Hillage. He's definitely on the list. And Tim Blake will probably be added now. But yeah, definitely Steve Hillage. I mean, we've had a little bit of Steve Hillage with the gong. So, but we'll look at all these other good stuff as well. Another fine guitarist, but yeah, I'm going to be looking. Yeah, I do like that song. No, I haven't watched that Justin Hawkins one yet. I usually have a session on Justin. I haven't watched that one yet. Yes, going back to Seb, yes, I thought that was a lovely song. Now, I got to tell you something. Gong, they're a sort of band now that, I mean, I love, you'll find out how much I love Pierre's version of Gong on Monday. But some of the David, I think Gong's one of them bands where I don't like everything, but there's a vast chunk that I do like. I mean, I love the Gilly Smith whispering. I think she was she's just got this unique voice. Bizarre, but unique. Yeah. So those are all those latecomers coming in. We're now up to 601. So Zeb, you are the 601st subscriber to the channel. And for those that have never been on here before and to the live stream, Rocky is he's very vocal when we're on the live stream. You'll get used to him. Yeah, Mother Gong will be coming up very shortly, Zeb. We're right in the middle of this Gong story. I mean, next week you're getting a double helping of Gong. You're getting Pierre's version, and then we're doing Planet Gong, a live album on Friday. So a double helping of Gong next week, which I'm looking forward to. Yeah, we've covered. I decided that we'd do all aspects of Gong because no one else has done it. What people have ranked of Gong, they've gone for their top 10 albums throughout the Gong catalogue. I'm going through the lot because I think they deserve it. I'm really into this jazz fusion. I mean, that live. Yeah, Shamal Gong is tomorrow, Zeb. And when I was doing the research, Gazoos is actually comes under Pierre. A lot of research on this, but Shamal is tomorrow, along with the Christmas album review of Andrea Corr and the controversial Queen and Friends, where I'm going to look at the live albums of Queen and their friends. Yeah, all aspects of Gong are being covered, Zeb. You know, we don't do anything by halves on this channel. If it's there, it gets ranked. I'm quite a purist, I'm afraid. And if I do a job, I do it properly. Yeah, the live album, that Planet Gong, is absolutely brilliant. And we're doing Gong Maisons in there. And also I will be reviewing the Gilly Smith, David and Orlando album as well. I Am an Egg. So all Gong is covered. And after Gong, we're going to look at the many, many bands. The many bands that John Mitchell is part of. At the moment, I am listening to Lonely Robot. I'm going over Lonely Robot. Been listening to some live Fleetwood Mac, because in January we are going to do a little tribute to the late Christine McVie. The reaction when he looks through the van, the man, yeah. I keep looking at it. That's all I'll say on that. Put it this way, I think Steve Hillage will be done first. Yeah. Yeah, Acid Mother. Yeah, they were all. Yeah, I did. Yeah, There are certain things I don't like, but you know, we're all listening to things different. Yeah, Acid Mother's got that awful cover that nearly made the stinkers. Probably one of the thing. Yeah, John Mitchell is just 11 part one. And then we're doing one I want to do, and that's Gary Moore. I know you've asked for it, but as well, but we're doing Gary Moore. So hopefully that'll take us. I'm hoping that will sort of take us round to roughly when I can start doing Elton John. Yeah, if I do miss anything, Zeb, you just put it in the note, and then I'll have to do an extra one. Yeah, we're doing Colosseum 2, everything Gary Moore has been involved in. Yeah, I've got practically everything Gary Moore has actually played on. I've already done a review on BBN, so I won't be reviewing that, but it will be sort of added to. It'll be put in on the community, and a link will go in there as well. So that one, Cactus. Is that anything to do with Gary Moore? Oh, what have we got here? Oh, it's nothing special. Yeah, Dave's been working hard this week. He's been actually sorting out the files. They're just getting really crazy now. I mean, I can't remember how many videos we've done. Dave will be able to tell you how many videos I've done. I just sit here and churn them out. Once they're done to me, they're done. Except I was putting the thing together and I put a band in, and then I've realised that I'd done them ages ago. That's how good I am. I don't even know what I've done and what I haven't done half the time. So that was quickly altered. Carmine Peace. Oh, right. Better add Cactus then. Oh, there you go. He's quick on the ball, is our Dave. How's the poll going then? Oh, Mr. Schenker is winning at the moment. I thought he would. Because when I listened to them 2 albums over the weekend again, and at the weekend I wasn't quite sure which one I preferred, but the more I listened to it, the MSG come out on top. I think it's got the more killer riffs on it, and that's a fine bunch of musicians playing on it as well. So I think the only thing that lets it down is the cover. I hate the cover. I know it's part of the video to one of the songs on it. Yeah, we will be doing Vanilla Fudge, but I'm sure we'll definitely do Cactus. Beck, Bogart and a Piece. I forgot about that one. Great drummer. Well, both him and Vinny are great drummers. They've played. Between them, they've played with lots of people. Yeah, so looking forward to my week off, though. I must admit, well, a few days off, doing a few little shows in the morning and then doing nothing. So next week I'm going to do lots of work prepping for the first week of January. I mean, I have been doing a lot of work anyway because we're doing a bit of a rebrand on the channel. So on the 31st of December, you will go to bed with red banners on the pages, and when you wake up on New Year's Day, they'll all be a different colour and a different writing and everything else. All the show intros are changing as well. Not the music though, but all the pictures at the beginning, everything's sort of changing. We're having a bit of a fresh clean up for the 2023 as we go into our second full year. Can't believe it. It's just amazing, you know. Hopefully next year we will get to 1,000. And we're well on the way to 200,000 views. There'll be some new there's some new merchandise. So if you really want to go and have a look at the new branding, there's one or two bits that have been put upon Redbubble. So if you want to go and have a nose to see what it's going to look like, have a look. So don't be alarmed when you say, what's happened here? I'm still here. I'm just going to have it in different colours, different writing. Morocco and Northampton, yeah. Good evening, Charles. What a result that was. You can take 1,000 penalties, but when it matters, you miss them. Yes, I'm expecting a nerve-biting Saturday though. So, but what will be will be. So, we haven't got any birthdays until February. So, if you I did suggest a 12-bore shotgun, but I don't think we'll get away with that one. So, I'm sure our defence will cope with it. Anyway, so if you've got any relatives or anyone you know that would like a birthday top 10, even if it's a surprise for them, just send me an email with the person and their birthday, and I will certainly do a top 10, and then we'll watch them. They can get them onto the channel. Because they're quite fun. And no one stopped me using the new music, which is the same tune, but it's done on one of these Wurlitzer organs. And no one's claimed any rights on it yet. I'm half expecting it, though. And the Bolero music that I sort of put a thing in saying it's got no public, it's in the public domain. They still haven't got back to me. So the thing is, I've changed the music now, so I don't care. I actually used one of their bits of music. Yes, I'm sure that I'm going back to the Morocco. I'm sure they went wild in Marrakesh. That's one thing I did notice when I was in Marrakesh. They are very passionate about football. Because there was one bloke in the market, and he'd got all the shirts and clubs all over Europe. Because he was trying to get me to buy a Manchester United one, and I went, no, I don't support Manchester United. And he was going through all that. He'd got a shirt for practically all the Premiership teams. And it was quite funny. He was trying to flog me this shirt. The only shirt I brought off him, though, was that I've got that Marrakesh t-shirt. That's the only shirt I brought off him. So who's looking forward to next week's battle of the debuts? I've Gone Solo. Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath. That'll be a tough one. I've already listened to them 2 albums again, and I don't know. I really don't know on that one. I might have to sit on the fence with that because I love both albums. But all I'll say is my favourite track off the Ozzy album is Not Crazy Train. And on Monday, we're going to look at Roxy Music's Avalon and the classic album. Sold gazillions of copies, but is it the best album? Who knows? Well, you know me, if it's the most popular album, 9 times out of 10, it's not my favourite album. Anyway, if you haven't watched it yet, the second of the new shows was done today. And it was in the camera's view. I talked about Status Quo's End of the Road videos. I don't think Clutch is, Charles. It probably will be in 30 seconds. You know how quick Dave is. Yeah. Today it's been really cold, and I opened the door to let Rocky out this morning, and he was very gingerly went out there. And when he come for a walk, he's got a little coat that I got him. And when I says, let's put your coat on, I've never seen a dog get so enthusiastic. And he put his coat on and he walked out there and he trotted around like proud as punch in his coat. It's quite cool. It's got a little furry collar on it as well. So he went out in his little there we go. I told you it'd be added to the list, Charles. It doesn't take Dave long to add it and put up the details. 13 albums. I like that. Oh, that will probably could end up in the marathon, because I've altered the marathon now, because there's quite a few 13s, and that's quite a lot to do when you do a marathon the same week. So the marathon for Wednesdays is 13 and over. Just dropped it down to 13 because it gives us a little bit more scope as well, because I've got quite a few bands in the bag that are about 13 albums. So that's why I changed it. Yeah, we got. He did, didn't he? Yes, I haven't watched it yet. I like watching the ones he's done and I do, and see how close we are. And believe it or not, there's a lot that are top 5 albums. It's all right, I'm just in what Richard. Nick Lowe, yes. Before I did like your Bangles ranking, Richard. Very good. Yes. A bit different to mine, but at the end of the day, we like the Bangles. At the moment, I am really enjoying listening to the early David Bowie albums. I've listened to his first 3 this week, and I hadn't heard the debut album in such a long time. I thought it was pretty cool. And also, Richard, I've started to put a list of my favourite 70s albums together. When I made the initial list, I just got a pad of paper and wrote all my favourite albums that come out in the 70s, number ones. Yes, it is, Richard. So going back to the David Bowie, not David Bowie, the top number 1 albums of the 70s. I've got a list of 53. So I've got to do a lot of soul searching to get it down. But I've made a start. Yeah, the that debut album, all number 1 albums, yeah. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. There we go, Ralph. Ralph's on the ball. Wow. I'll probably sit down and go through that list. I've got to be careful. I don't want to repeat myself. At the moment, I think there's some repeats in there, and I'm not going to do the usual thing. Just put a band. I could have any of the bands that have got more than one, so I've got to really concentrate on that. But I'm hoping to have it done I'll have it done by January the 1st, and then we can do something. Because I'm still working on. I've done me Mike Oldfield for whenever we do Mike Oldfield. That was easy pieces. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, Richard, as well on that, because I'll be there forever. Yeah, going back on, I've done me Mike Oldfield, and I'm doing some ELO with Joe after our good discussion about Rush. Yeah, talking of Jaffa's, I've got some Beanie's coffee. It's Jaffa cake flavoured. It's quite nice. Yeah, the 70s and 80s was an easy decade, but it's the 90s and the rest that was a little struggle. Although I've got them on my iPod, I've only got Mike Oldfield albums, physical albums, up to the Killing Fields. It was the last one I actually brought. And we're going to do. I was talking to. I was talking to Joe Richard. Sorry, folks, while I just have a conversation with Richard. I'm going to allow a wild card as well, so you can pick one from all the decades, and then you can have a wild card as well. Instead of a bubbling under, we'll call it a wild card, because then it can, and that one can cover anything from Mike Oldfield. Then. Yeah, that's what me and Joe thought. Because it's very hard to really pick some of the decades. It's hard to pick just one album from that decade. But there we go. Yeah. I think I know what my wild card is. And it'll probably be a huge cheat. Both excellent albums, Zeb. Excellent albums. Yes, I did struggle, but I finally got it done. But I'm not telling you. That just spoil it. So that'll come up sometime in January as well. Going to attempt a 3-way one, which will be interesting. It's pinning the three of us down in the same place at the same time. Yeah, so Joe and I are going to be doing sometime in 2023 a top 10 of ELO songs. Oh, good evening, Rob. How the devil are you, sir? And there's someone else that I'm going to do some. I can put it to Joe. I will put it to Joe, and I wouldn't mind doing that one. Prediction for Saturday: 0-0. We go out on penalties. But then again, France have not really come up against a good side. Yeah, 2-0. Oh, you're very optimistic. I mean, I think we all are, but yeah, going back to what Charles put about Walker, I don't know if he's marking Mbappe. If he is, Mbappe will know he's in a game. I think we'll lose on penalties. But who does everyone fancy for the actual World Cup now? I think it'll be a France-Brazil final. I really do. I'd love it to. Yeah, and without Ronaldo, he's really shot himself in the foot, that bloke. He slags off his club and then throws a wobbly when he gets substituted. Hold on, I think I know what he wants. Hold on, I'm coming. Oh, I'm back. Yeah, no, Rob. No, I haven't done Alan Parsons yet. That's in January. We're doing an Alan Parsons in January. Both his project and his solo stuff. So we got a double barrel of Alan Parsons in January. Anyway, you know, I tend to upset people on Facebook with my comments. Now, I made a comment on a thing called Rate My Plate. Now, I'm hoping some of you guys can help me here. Fish and chips. This was fish and chips with peas and curry sauce. What's that all about? Is that something that happens in the north of England, that you put gravy on chips? Because down here we put salt and vinegar. So someone help me out here, because I was trying to ask someone in the in that group, and I just got a mouthful. Yeah. Fish and chips with curry sauce. What next? No, yeah. I'll take a rain check on that, Rob. I like me chips crisp. The only other person I know that likes chips and brown gravy is Eccles. I must be an odd one out here, though. I don't even like ketchup on my chips. The only thing I like on my chips sometimes is mayo. And the first place I had mayo on my chips was in Belgium. Yeah, I'm a softy southerner. Mustard, yeah. Nice. Yeah. And the other thing that I've noticed on these plates, the traditional Sunday roast, right? The definition of a Sunday roast now is get your 5 a day piled up on the plate so you can't see anything. Throw some Yorkshire's on the top and a bucket of gravy with pigs in blankets, stuffing, all the trimmings you get with it. It doesn't matter what meat it is, just throw it on so you've got this mountain like this. Where do you start with that? Sounds perfect. I'm a snob when it comes to food. That's going to fall down. He's already knocked it down once. I was recording something. Yeah, it's when you. So the funniest place I ever saw that is when I was last in America, which was Florida. We found one of these little breakfast buffet things. Well, they didn't just do breakfast; they did meals all through the day, which is fantastic. God, it's what people had for breakfast. There's waffles and fried chicken. I don't would have a lie. It was piled up like this, and this bloke ate the lot. God. Yes, if I think it was in the Battle of the Debuts. If you noticed a bit of a jump and a fade in, it's because his nibs here walked past this morning, and absolutely fell flat on my face. Yeah, so I stopped the recording and started again. Luckily, it was right after I'd finished doing the UFO album, so it was quite an easy to put it together. But yeah, he hit me over the head. And I usually give him enough width, but I don't know what he was doing this morning. Yeah, they did. They had fried. Mick will answer this one. Do people in America have fried chicken for breakfast, or is it just a Florida thing? Because that's where it was. I was in Florida. Never been to the west coast of America. Might get there one day. Watch out, Mick. I might come and haunt you. Do a live stream from America. Take care, Richard. Speak to you soon. I'll contact you in the week next week, see if I've done my number one 70s albums. One day I will. One day I will be out. Best breakfast ever. Mug of Bucks Fizz, slices of extra spud, fried in brandy butter. Man. I'm going to try something here that I've never done. Let's see if we can do that. No, it's not on that one, so that closed. No, I was going to try something, but I'm not going to do it because I'll probably break it. Don't want to break it. Yeah, it didn't work. I was going to do something else, but I won't bother because I will break it. Not for, sometimes I think I know what I'm doing, but sometimes I don't. So it's quite strange not having football on at the moment. Very quiet. Because I sort of have it on the radio. I'm doing stuff for the channel in the background. Once I've finished recording, I usually put, when I'm doing stuff like prepping for the next day or whatever, I'll put the radio on, but I've not today. So I've been listening to a lot of music instead. A bit of Fleetwood Mac live on today, and a bit of Lonely Robot. Yeah, and you, mate. Take care. Thanks for dropping in. I don't know if you heard, we're now over 600 subscribers on this channel. We're getting there. Thanks to you, all your guys, and you're certainly the loyal subscribers that turn out every Thursday night for this nonsense. Always have a bit of fun on here. Well, this dog of mine sometimes. Oh, thanks, Rob. Thank you. He's got a bed. He's got a little bed under the desk. He's decided to climb the other side of the bed and lay on the floor. Oh, that's my dog for you. You give him all the comforts and he just walks across it and lays where he decides. The other day he was under here and he started kicking me, wanting his belly rub while I was trying to do some scripts. So I have a script day and it's usually on a Thursday. But I've done it today. I've done some scripts today, got them all done. I'm well ahead of myself. I'm well chuffed. And yeah, when I was putting together the schedule for January, a lot of it is what you've asked for. I think the only things that I have to worry about now is picking the classic albums and one-off albums, looking into new albums coming out, and some of the retro rankings. Everything else is chosen by you. So makes life so much easy for me. This makes everything really, really easy. And I like the easy life. So as Cav said, Christmas week is everything's ready to go. So I've been working on that as well. So all I've got to do is get up in the morning, record them, and then carry on with my Christmas. And if I get everything done for the week after Christmas, that's the only thing I'm going to have to do is get up, record, edit, and bung it on the channel. We'll be putting bits and bobs up in the community as usual. Yeah, going through the vaults. If you've haven't watched this for long and you wasn't here this time last year I was in the middle of a move. So there's so that I'll put up them again. So if you want to go and watch some of them, they're quite fun to watch. Okay, I'm ready to see this. Which Rush album sound different to moving pictures? I think anything after. I think the last album I liked before they went all thing was Signals, and the next time I actually liked something was Counterparts. So I'm not a great fan of Power Windows. I'm not a great fan of Roll the Bones and Hold Your Fire. Out of, I mean, I like moving pictures, but I prefer side 2 to side 1. Always have. But there are some excellent picks on that when I did with Joe. If you want to listen to some good Rush music, go and put the playlist on of the songs, because there's some great tracks in that. There's quite a lot that Joe and I liked. There was one or two that were in the top 10, different places, but up there in the top 10. Hemispheres is my favourite album. Yeah, I think you're right there, Mick. Snakes and Arrows is a fab album. Far Cry is brilliant. Or as I said on that show, first time I heard Far Cry, we got at long last we had a proper rock radio station here in the UK. It's called Planet Rock. It's really good. Got some great DJs that come on there. We've had Alice Cooper, Joe Elliott's on there. Fisher's done some stuff. Oh, everyone's had a go on it. And can't remember the D-Ways, which has now got the new Rush single, War. And you got dan, 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 dan. And you go, whoa, this is good. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, Hemispheres is a brilliant album. Farewells to Kings and 2112. And I do like their last album, Clockwork Angels. I think that's a lovely album. But my favourite track on Signals is Subdivisions. And I actually give some love to that from on the first album. Oh, you've put my yeah, that's my side of it. I don't know where Joe's is, but that's the list. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can put my Spotify link up on to the front of the channel, because a lot of the retro ranking playlists are on there, and there's most of the albums that I listen to do these shows are all on there. I mean, I do keep saying if you're going to go and listen to it, this is on Spotify. But I'll see how I can put my link up so you can watch it. But there's Dave, that's the one for Rush. Oh, there you go. See if we can add it to the heading. I'll have a look and see if I can do that. Not really. The best place. There's a thing on the community page about that. I haven't seen it yet, so all I did was send Dave the little thumbnail that I created. Quite apt as well. But that's where you go and put your nominations in. See, even I'm going to go and put a nomination in. Because I can log into YouTube as me, not the channel, and I can go and vote in my own thing, which is pretty handy. So I shall be putting mine in. I think you all know mine will be. I'll talk about her a lot. Useless personage. You can go and edit it. You've got access to it, so you can go and do it. He's now snoring, which is a good sign. Ah. What if I can do it? Wonder if I can do it. No, I can't do it. You may have to take it off and start again. Anyway, looking at the clock, looking at I've nearly finished my beer, looking at the fact that I'm been rather busy today getting lots done. And I think I'm going to go and have a rest now because I've actually been on the go now since 8:30 this morning, only for a brief hour when I went shopping with Lee. The rest of the time I've been doing stuff on the channel today. Even if it's not actually you can see, it's like the background stuff. So I am now gonna take some R&R before I come back tomorrow for a live album ranking of Queen and Friends. Look at the 4 albums, 2 with Adam Lambert and 2 with Paul Rodgers. Also tomorrow we have got a brand new album ranking of a Christmas album by Andrea Corr, which is pretty good. And also tomorrow we have got Gong Part 3, Shamal Gong, which is the gong that was the sort of crossover between David Allen and Pierre Morlaine. Once again, thank you very much for your support as ever and getting me across 600 subscribers. I really appreciate it. Well, no, Dave does as well, because we put a lot of effort into this channel to keep it ticking over and producing the high quality programs that we do. A lot of thought always goes into this. What started out as just a bit of fun is now really an important part of my life. And I like everything just right for you guys. So thank you very much. And I will speak to you all next week, same time, same place, etc. Have a good week, everyone. Ta-ta for now.